Alright, so we just got a package in from Kukirin. Let's go see what's inside. Let's try this again. So this is the Kukirin G2 Master. It looks like it came pre-assembled for the most part, except for the handlebar portion. The package came with a 2-amp charger, a bike lock, which I've never seen come with a scooter before, user manual, bike pump, an extra tire tube, a bag for the stem, and an Allen toolkit. That's pretty secure. It snaps into place, and then you have this additional lock on the front of it. The Allen bolts for the stem are 5mm. I really like that they included this hard shell case to put on the stem, but realistically, I'm likely not going to use it since I like keeping the ability of folding the stem down and then throwing the scooter in my trunk. And I can see this case being in the way of this hook and being able to fold it down. I think they want me to strap it onto the front, but that's where all the cables and display are. So I'm just going to leave it off. As you can see, they included everything you need to assemble the scooter, which is pretty much just the Allen key set. And it's really nice of them to include a spare inner tube in case you get a blowout. I'm just gonna keep these two things in the case along with these other items. And then the bike lock, the cable is a little skinny for what I'm comfortable with. The one I usually use is at least 8 times the gauge. I can see someone being able to just snip this with a pair of wire cutters and being able to walk away with the scooter. So I'm likely not gonna be using this as well. So it looks like the tire pressure already comes preset to 34 PSI. So it doesn't seem like we have to fill that up. Let's check the rear. Okay, yeah, you should still check your tire pressure because the back is only at 23 PSI. It's nice that they included this bike pump. I don't think I know of another scooter company that includes one. The one downside is it doesn't have a gauge, so I have to use a separate one. Let's see how this thing looks in the dark. Wow. That is beautiful. It's got the Kukirin logo on the sides, along with the turn signals that double up as underglow. Front and rear turn signals, left and right. Fully functional brake lamp. It's got a really bright headlamp, everything LED. Let me know what you guys think of this look. It says it might take up to 10 hours to charge this from empty, so we're just gonna let it charge overnight before we take it out for its first ride. This thing picks up pretty damn quick. I gotta swap out the Speedo in a minute though. It's still currently in kilometers per hour. This is just how it comes straight out of the box. Just want to quickly go over all the features of this new scooter by Kukirin before we take it out for its first official test ride. This thing has 2 1000 watt hub motors. It's got disc brakes front and rear. It's cable, which is to be expected for this price range. I think they put majority of the priority into the speed performance, which I appreciate. The brakes are plenty anyway. I like this little touch with the brake levers. So if you're just holding it with one finger, you don't have to worry about it slipping. One thing that I did find kind of odd with the brakes is the rotor is on the left side for the rear and the rotor is on the right side for the front. It's got full suspension. So here's the shock on the front, shock for the rear. This is designed to be off-road friendly, so it's got plenty of ground clearance. As you already saw, it's got the LED headlight, turn signals front and rear, and some LED lighting on the side. Looks really cool at night. It's got a fully functional brake lamp. The G2 Master claims to have a top speed of 37 miles an hour, which we'll be testing shortly, and a range of 43 miles per charge. I can see that happening if you're in mode 1, single motor mode, but with mode 3, dual motor, I can see it being closer to 25 miles. This is running on a 52 volt, 20.8 amp hour lithium battery, which takes about 10 to 11 hours to charge from empty. It's got a large deck for you to stand on, very comfortable, and it's got this plate in the back for you to rest your foot against. It's pretty nice to have that to press up against when you're accelerating pretty hard. Here's what the horn sounds like. Not too bad, not too high pitched. They say that this scooter is IPX54 rated, so you should be able to ride it in some wet conditions, though I still wouldn't recommend riding it in full-on thunderstorms. This has a load capacity of 265 pounds and weighs in at just over 70 pounds, which I consider to be on the heavier side, but it is 20 pounds lighter than its big brother, the G3 Pro. All right, before we perform a top speed test, just to give you some perspective, I'm 175 pounds, 5'8". Let's open up our speedometer app, just so we get an idea what the real top speed is in miles per hour. I'm going to switch this out in a second once we go through the P settings, but I'm just going to go right straight to dual motor, mode 3. This thing is quick. Oh. All right, coming up pretty close to the main road there. All right, well, top speed is exactly what they claim it is, 37 miles an hour on mode 3 dual motor. And just for fun, we might as well see what it is on single motor mode 3. Doesn't pick up as aggressively, but it's still pretty quick. All right, 29 miles an hour when it's single motor. And you know what, while we're at it, we might as well check what it is on dual motor mode 1, just to give you guys some perspective. It caps off at 20 kilometers an hour on mode 1 dual motor, which is 14 miles an hour on GPS. Man, this thing is quick. And suspension's very plush. So you can see I just skip right over these speed bumps. Jumps it like a beast. Before we keep riding, I'm going to make some changes to the P settings so the speedometer reads in miles per hour. And while I'm at it, I might as well go over all the different parameters that are available. To access the P settings, we're going to click the power button 3 times in a row. P1 is how you change it from kilometers to miles per hour. Just going to hold down the power button. And there we go. P2 is the voltage level setting, which comes set to 52 since the scooter comes with a 52 volt battery. P3 refers to the wheel diameter and comes set to 100, which stands for 10-inch. You can change this figure slightly up or down if you decide to change your tire size or just want to make some changes to your speedometer calibration. I don't recommend you touching P4. P5 is how you change the cruise control. From factory, it comes preset at 0, but we're gonna enable this. I'm gonna hold down the power button, change that to 1. P6 refers to the 0 start, which comes pre-programmed at 0. This allows you to use the throttle from a stop rather than having to push the scooter forward for it to start rolling. And then P8 is the dormancy or sleep time. It comes preset at 5 minutes. You can change this to 0 if you don't want the scooter to shut off anytime you're letting it sit. But I like to keep it at 5, so if I forget to turn my scooter off and it sits for 5 minutes, it'll automatically turn off. And this thing's really torquey on mode 3. You can hear the front end just skipping whenever you mash the throttle at low speed.
During this last speed run on the street, I was able to hit a new top speed of 39 miles an hour.
So I haven't been able to do a full-on range test just yet, but as you can see, we already have 8 miles on the odometer and it's only sucked up about 20% of the battery. And I've been in mode 3 for majority of it, pretty much hammering it on dual motor mode. I'm just gonna quickly demonstrate how easy it is to unfold and fold up the scooter. Unhook the stem. Locks into place, but then there's an additional lock on the front. Fully secures it and it's ready to go. One thing that I found a little different with this scooter is that you can actually adjust the stem height. You can unlock it here and you could either raise it or lower it. There's 3 different height levels and it's very secure. There's 3 separate notches, so it locks into place here, and then when you get it to the height that you want, you can lock it into place up here as well, so you don't have to worry about it coming loose. At 5'8", I just feel a little bit more comfortable having it on the highest setting. It's just a preference of mine. I know the scooter probably feels comfortable for up to a 6'2" rider. If you do want to ride pretty aggressively in the woods, it does feel a little bit more natural, keeping it on the slightly lower setting. And folding it up is very quick and easy. You just unlock it on the front, unlatch it on the side, and then there's a hook here that you have to line up. Just make sure that it is lined up, locked against the pole there, and it's not going to go anywhere.
I want to learn more about this scooter. What do I do?
If you guys are interested in getting more information on Kukirin's new G2 Master, I will have their website linked in the description below. But if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you like this kind of content, want to keep up with some of my projects or some of my e-bike scooter reviews, consider subscribing to this channel. But this is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching.